Thanks, Eugene. Welcome everyone to Tulsa Talk Thursdays. I'm super excited for this episode. I'm super excited to be here and thankful and honored to be on the official podcast, the official live stream of the most historic real estate crowdfund of our generation, hands down. Um, and before I get into what today's topic is, I obviously want to introduce myself. In case you haven't noticed, I'm not Jay, um, but I'm close. My name is Art Morrison III. I'm actually Jay's younger brother and Ernestine's younger brother-in-law. Our founders, who unfortunately tonight could not make it. Queen Ernestine, our co-founder, has a grand opening tonight of a film screening and networking event called Greenlit ATL. I definitely wanted to recognize her for the diligence she's put in the last couple weeks to make this a reality, something she's been speaking of for a while now. If you guys want to follow that on Instagram and support our co-founder, Ernestine Johnson Morrison, you can go follow at Greenlight ATL on Instagram. She's doing a very, very great thing over there, and we're going to be kind of brief tonight so we can get over there as well. But me being the younger brother, this is the favor that I have to do so that my older brother can be a good husband and support her there. And I got to stay behind, just like a younger brother's supposed to or get stuck doing. But anyway, I wanted to, first of all, introduce myself in regards to Tulsa. So I am the official Tulsa representative of New Jersey. So any acquisitions we're looking into in New Jersey, I'm the representative there. I'm obviously Jay and Ernestine's younger brother, and this being our family business, I support really in any way possible, but from a marketing standpoint and just really anywhere Tulsa needs. That's why I'm here, and I'm here to do things like this, like fill in when my brother can't make it for the podcast, but I am still going to be here to answer everyone's questions later and dive into the topic of how to flip properties with the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. So I wanted to get into my story a little bit, so you're not just talking to a stranger tonight. You know who you're talking to. I'm Jay's real younger brother, so like same household, same mother. Very similar story. I was there. I was a fly on the wall during his transformation, whether it be from the streets to his business woes to everything that he's created now. I am his right-hand man in our sister company, the J. Morrison Academy. And particularly this year, we've been more intentional in pooling our resources. But before this, I obviously had a story of my own. I have businesses of my own. And by the way, you guys can all follow me, and if you want to do your Instagram stalking, my Instagram page is at Art Morrison III. That's A-R-T Morrison I as in the third. But I came up under Jay, growing up in New Jersey. And the first of my family to go to college. I played college basketball at Caldwell University. I went on to play professional basketball for some years. After that, I started my very own business, a nonprofit organization that goes by Above Maximum Basketball in New Jersey, where I train youth K through 12 as well as college and professional players one-on-one training. I also provide team services, whether that be AAU teams or travel teams or even recreation leagues throughout New Jersey. I partner with schools and municipalities as well to provide after-school programs, camps, clinics, you name it. And then we have like a pretty cool apparel line that goes along with it. That was my baby. That was my first business. I went on from there to write a book and start a pretty cool personal brand where I do coaching and speaking and motivational speaking, telling my story as well. But the coolest thing is just as recently as this year, I've been super intentional in investing in real estate myself through what I've learned from my brother as well as his school, our sister company, the J. Morrison Academy, that gave us this nice JMA water. But yeah, I just started investing in real estate this year and had a super successful fourth quarter, closing 2 major deals. And I was able to learn a lot from shadowing my brother, and that my success there, my quick success there, and my experience in business really kind of allowed me to jumpstart my real estate career and kind of shed a light on my skills there, my natural ability there. And then boom, here we are joining forces, just from a business standpoint with my brother and helping him run these two amazing businesses, meaning Tulsa Real Estate Fund as well as the J. Morrison Academy. So now that you guys know who I am and kind of what I do for TREF or Tulsa Real Estate Fund, TREF Life, I want to dive right into the topic. Flipping properties with the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. We this is something we've been speaking about for a very, very long time. Like the last week, we've just been every day having conversations about what it takes to flip properties with TREF and how we can not only help our network, our culture, not only how we can help everyone create wealth through passive investing and pulling our funds together and diving into these huge developments and huge opportunities where we all can win. But how can we take it a step further and provide you all the opportunity to submit deals, right? Whether it be flips, whether it be buy and hold situations, whether it be whatever creative source of real estate opportunities you might have. How can we, right, provide you guys those opportunities in the simplest way? And what we're running into a lot lately is many of you are submitting deals. Like we have hundreds on hundreds of deals submitted to, or opportunities submitted to the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. And we're finding that everyone's approach to real estate is like, everyone does real estate, right? Like I do real estate. And at the level that the Tulsa Real Estate Fund is, and at the level real estate really should be done, is at a high level of business. It's not just an I do. So if you can imagine the difference between I do hair and I have a hair salon, which is an example that we talked about earlier. And that is really the key to any of you out there who may be investors, who may stumble across deals, who need funding or a partner, a JV partner. Like we want to fund these deals. We want to partner, okay? We want to enable everyone who supports us. We want to be able to support you as well, and not just from a passive standpoint, but from like aggressively partnering, being intentional, and all that. So you guys get it. But what I'm saying is we have to change our mindsets in the concept of just doing real estate, or just like I want to get into real estate, or many of us might stumble into some money, or we have opportunities, or we feel we have good credit, and it's just like, I want to do real estate. How can I get in? And the minute you're taught how to get in, you spend most of your energy and time cutting corners and kind of sifting past like what really is the business mechanism, the systems, the operation that come with being a real estate investor, having a real estate investing business, not just doing real estate or I invest in real estate. So we had it was like an assembly last night. Fulton County, I forgot what it was, but basically like the youth of Fulton County, they have a commission, and it's like kids from schools all over in Fulton County here in Georgia. And, we opened up for questions. Obviously the kids had a bunch of questions for Jay in regards to real estate. And there was one young kid who, extremely intelligent kid, he had a lot of knowledge in stocks, and we're talking about high school kids. He had a lot of knowledge in stocks, and he was asking questions on like stocks and real estate. And a light bulb kind of went off in my head, and it's like a lot of people do look at the real estate game the same way that they look at stocks, for example. When you think of stocks, it's like I invest my money, whether it be through an app or whether it be through whatever. I kind of put my money somewhere and let it do what it do. Right? It's pretty easy now, stocks being just, I guess, such an old form, not old, I don't want to use any words to downplay stocks, but stocks being a form of investing where it's kind of easy to get into and it's very singular. It's just you. You're not really responsible for developing a team, a system, or an operation. Real estate is not that. If you want to do it at a high level, you want to do it at a level where you can, partner with any fund really, but specifically a fund with the impact of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. Like, you can't just come to the table with maybe some money and a deal that you kind of think might work and expect any fund of this size, of this importance, of this significance to partner with you. Like, it's just not going to work that way. Jay may make it look easy online, and we are all in the business of growing our community through this vehicle, this group economics vehicle, but it's not going to be that easy in terms of you submitting a deal, us accepting it, and we just figuring it out as we go. So I wanted to shed some light on how many of you not only can invest passively, which you can obviously do at TulsaRealEstateFund.com for as little as $500. You can be a shareholder in not only the idea of investing in real estate, but actually own shares in the properties we've already acquired. So we have a New Jersey property we've acquired, a Louisiana property, and obviously the Legacy Center here in East Point. Well, in East Point here in Georgia. So by investing $500, as little as $500 at TulsaRealEstateFund.com, you can obviously be a part of any future acquisitions, but also actually own real bricks, real real estate, real assets currently right now as we speak. If you would invest right now, you would immediately be a shareholder, a part owner in real estate. But anyway, that's the most obvious way that you can invest. That's the way that it's been marketed. But we haven't really talked a lot about how on the other end, as an investor, as a polished investor, you can really partner with Trev. Meet us halfway, and help grow our community. Help really everyone who's passively invest. Help all of them create legacy for their family as well, and obviously as well as yours. So anyway, back to my original point is in order to be taken seriously as a real estate developer or a real estate investor, it's very important that you would approach it from a business standpoint, not as an individual. I have money, or I got a realtor who gave me some tips and I got a little cash in the bank, and my wife's credit is good, so we're gonna just submit a deal to Tulsa Real Estate Fund and see what happens. I want to put you all in a position to win. I want to put you all in a position where it helps us, because we want to deploy capital, right? We want to make everyone happy by deploying capital into opportunities that make us money, make you money, and then make all of our investors, all of our shareholders money, right? That's the end goal, and ultimately grow our community through this group economic and through this financial vehicle. So anyway, if you're serious about being an investor, I want to encourage all of you to, whether it's through seeking coaching, whether it's through our sister company, the J. Morrison Academy, and this is not an upsell to send you there. I don't really necessarily care where you go, but for the sake of you having the best opportunity to partner with us, it's very important that you take all the necessary steps in order to build a team, right? And not just a team of friends, like, okay, my homeboy over here is a realtor. He used to be in loans. She lives in the area for a while. She kind of know the area. No, like building a legitimate team of appraisers, inspectors, real estate agents, title company, real estate attorneys, and not just having one, but having a backup and then a backup for your backup for each of these positions, so that companies like ours, Tulsa Real Estate Fund, can take you serious, feel comfortable, and really put you in a position to again make money. It's really that simple. But for all of you who have been submitting deals, like if I were to pull the laptop right here and log in, we have deals after deals after deals submitted, and sadly, this isn't a knock to anyone, but sadly, many people who are submitting deals have not done the due diligence to really put themselves in a position to win. Like, this is not a me thing, it's not a Tulsa thing, it's a we thing, but more so, being selfless, it's a you thing. We want to put all of you in a position where if you come across an opportunity, we want to deploy you capital. We want to deploy capital within our community to build up our community and make our communities better, stronger, and we just recycle that process, and it's a win-win-win for everyone. Everyone wins, everyone's happy. That's what the Tulsa Real Estate Fund is about. It's not about Again, I think my brother always says, what do you say? No collection plates, no GoFundMe's.
Yep.
It's not about that. It's not a collection plate. It's not a GoFundMe. There's a whole, what's the term I'm looking for? I mean, there's a whole system. There's a whole perpetual system where investors, right, shareholders, and ourselves can continue to grow. Ultimately, continue to grow, and I can't say it enough. Put ourselves in a position to win. You're not putting yourself in a position to win when you submit an application at TulsaRealEstateFund.com. You submit a deal. You submit an opportunity, and then when we reach out to you with the opportunity, you all of a sudden, we ask a simple question like, did you get what did the property appraise for, or what are the comps? And there's crickets. That's definitely not the greatest first impression for those who want to legitimately present themselves as a real estate investor, a real estate developer, right? So, the industry right now, outside of my brother Jay Morrison, and the Jay Morrison Academy, there's a lot of opportunity on the internet. There's a lot of opportunity at these master classes or seminars or whatever that position you to make a quick buck, make money fast, right? Get into real estate with no money, no credit, and start making money now. And there are legitimate ways to do that, but we don't want to promote ways that basically allow you to skip steps and set you up for failure in the long run, right? We're always thinking about the long run. We're always thinking about legacy. So, we want to, for the betterment of everyone, expose the industry where, these gurus, I'll even say, who are giving you good information, but leaving out a lot of information that ultimately will build up your legacy and may just make you money then. We wanna weed those out and really steer you guys the right way so that you can not only make money with Tulsa, but you can just simply make money for yourselves. You can simply build legacy for your family because of the knowledge that you've gained, because of a business that you've developed. If you consider yourself a businessman and you invest in real estate, you have a real estate investing business, you have to think. A true business is not really memorialized and solidified as a business if something were to happen to you and that business would no longer function, right? So what's your succession plan in terms of you building a real estate investing company, or you being a developer and you building a team to where if something were to happen to you, with the proper education and proper guidance by you, can you put someone in place to make sure that that system continues and that your family's future and legacy is solidified, right? So, the industry, really all industries, just because it's human nature, they're not set up for you to be more successful than the person teaching you, right? And obviously, you guys know my brother's story. You know what he does for the community. It's the opposite here. We have a very transparent and clear and intentional purpose of uplifting our community and putting everyone in a position to be their best self, to be the most successful they could possibly be. So, with that being said, in terms of where the industry is, be extremely careful of, we're the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, but we're here for you. But ultimately, if you don't present your deal, your opportunity the right way to, whether it be us, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, or any other institution or crowd fund or hard money lenders or whatever, if you don't present yourself, your business, and the opportunity the right way, ultimately you're putting yourself in a position to get taken advantage of, putting yourself in a position to lose. And I'm not even talking about a deal falling through, but maybe not get as much out of the deal that you should or that you deserve. And that's what often happens really historically, among our community and how we conduct business. If we don't we have to hold ourselves accountable and responsible for doing the due diligence in building a full-on business, a full-on system legitimately, and not just like homeboy or like, I stumbled on an opportunity, so I'm gonna go for the home run and you know what I mean? Like hit a lick real quick. Like me right now, I consider myself experienced. I'm a polished businessman. I've been an entrepreneur for going on 5 years. I started 3 businesses. I consider myself fairly successful. I know there's a lot more room for growth, right? But me being a realist, I could stumble upon a commercial real estate deal with 200 units that's gonna make me $1 billion right now. I know better than to go right from that step, right, and submit said deal or opportunity to anyone without A, proactively building a team around it, B, seeking mentorship and coaching through that opportunity or project, whatever the case may be. But many of us, long story short, constantly are skipping steps. And this particular episode is all about us doing the due diligence, us crossing every T and dotting every I, and not skipping any steps. Everything good?
Oh, we're good.
Okay, cool, man. But yeah, so let's get into some of Trev's goals I wrote down. So our goal obviously is to continue to raise capital through marketing the current deals that we have, marketing, the 8% preferred returns that we're offering, 50% of profits to all of our shareholders. Obviously, to constantly raise more funds to be able to deploy, right? And through that deployment, our goal is to empower all the investors that either Jay has helped mold into quality investors through the J. Morrison Academy, or whether it be through the internet or people who've inspired on YouTube or whatever. We want to empower all those people by providing a financial vehicle that you can get to, that understands you, that understands where you're coming from. The banks, and I guess I gotta watch what I say for compliance issues, I don't know, but a lot of other institutions don't necessarily care where you're coming from, what your backstory is, where you learned, right? Obviously here at the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, we do, and it comes with a level of compassion. That there's a story, there's a purpose behind why we are doing what we are doing, and why we're the most historical, or why we're the most historic, and one of the most paradigm shifting crowd funds really in like the history of crowd funds, right? There's a reason for that, and it's through our purpose, and it's through why this whole thing was funded. It's through our founders. It's through my older brother and my older sister-in-law, Jay Morrison, Ernestine Morrison's vision for the fund. There's an opportunity here for every single one of you, not only as a passive investor, but as a real estate developer, or for your real estate investing company, to have access to capital. That is what this is built for. At the end of the day, we can talk about all the reasons why you should invest in TREF, but ultimately it's because we're going to A, give back to our communities. It's B, we're going to empower every single one of you. And ultimately C, we're going to do great business with great people and make everybody money. Every single one of our shareholders, every single one of our investors, that is the goal. We operate with a level of perfection, we operate with a level of passion, and we operate with a level of purpose that is going to get us to the next level. So I just wanted to be very adamant and intentional in reminding everyone that if you find yourself, with an opportunity, like my first deals, honestly, not even to downplay what I've done, my first real estate deals fell in my lap. Now I had the eye for it, and I knew what to look out for, and I was prepared. But preparation plus opportunity equals success, right? So this is us at the Tulsa Real Estate Fund saying, hey, here's an opportunity for you all. Go to TulsaRealEstateFund.com, click submit a deal, fill out an application, and boom, it's that simple. The hard part is, right? The hard part is doing everything necessary before that to solidify your business and make us feel like, okay, this person we can deploy capital to and we can trust that they're going to deliver, right? So the way you do that is really the most simple way, to be quite honest, is go to jmorrisonacademy.com and you can see either one-on-one coaching there, where our new curriculum is actually our sister company, J. Morrison Academy. The new curriculum actually certifies you to be it certifies you to be excuse me, I'm losing my train of thought. I don't want to say an investor in Treff because that's the passive part, but to be a partner with Treff, to be a partner with Treff on the back end in terms of, joint venturing. We are confident enough in our new curriculum releasing later that we know that if you have gone through this and you have gone through Jay's coaching, that we can trust that you are capable of managing any capital that we deploy. Now, there's obviously other ways, and there's obviously other ways of proving to us that you have the ability to manage any capital that we deploy. So all of you who have been a realtor for some time, or you have several flips or a very nice real estate portfolio, or you have capital and experience in a team built, whatever the case may be, these are all going to be the factors that really dictate whether or not your opportunity is taken on by us and capital is deployed and we joint venture and really move forward in that way. Those are the things that dictate it. It's not, you can have the best deal in the world. If you have the best deal in the world and we don't trust that you can bring it home, then capital won't be deployed. There's deals everywhere. No good deal will go unfunded. Like, there's opportunities all throughout the all throughout the country, and we get hundreds of them to our email. We get hundreds of them to our systems here, to our team here. And as we're sifting through them, we're just finding that commonly most people are just not there yet, not polished. So when it comes to flipping properties through Treff, when it comes to really flipping properties in general, anywhere, not even with the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. And we're going to keep it Tulsa Real Estate Fund because it's all our podcast and you're tuned in. This is what you choose to watch tonight. But even outside of here, if you want to legitimize yourself as a real estate investor and a polished developer, do the due diligence, take every step, build your team, take the extra step on top of that, seek coaching, seek mentorship, right? Cross every T and dot every I. That is how you see success in the industry. That is how funds like the Tulsa Real Estate Fund have no problem partnering with you. That's really the biggest thing that I can think of in terms of flipping properties with Treff, which is the topic for tonight. But really, any investment opportunities. The cool thing, the transparent thing about the Tulsa Real Estate Fund is that we're not a niche fund. We have our eyes open and we have our team looking for all opportunities, no matter what they are. We are not just, we're a fund that's going to buy and hold 1 to 4 family units, or we're going to flip 2 family properties and that's it, or we're only going to fund hotels, or we're only going to fund warehouses in North Carolina. No, we are agnostic. We take on any deal. So any of you who have deals out there, again, TulsaRealEstateFund.com, click the Submit a Deal tab, and you will then be put in contact with our representatives who can really vet the deal and vet your expertise, vet your experience, and vet what you're bringing to the table to get your deal funded and really execute and, again, put us all in a position to win. It's like a perpetual circular system of, we have our passive investors we need to make happy. We have the SEC who we need to make happy. We have our back end, our partners who we're partnering with, who obviously we want to make happy. We have ourselves, and we feel that we can deliver. We feel strongly that we can deliver. So again, TulsaRealEstateFund.com, submit a deal. We're going to open up for questions in a little bit. What else? What else can I go through here? I think probably Treff. From an industry standpoint, I feel I feel strongly that in real estate, you know, because it's so lucrative, because it's a business that you can see immediate success in. Even I myself has seen immediate success way quicker than I was honestly, won't say that I was prepared for, but than I expected. Many of us, like you can look at the person to your right and see that they were successful immediately, and now you want to rush and skip steps. Now you want to, kind of carelessly go about real estate and learn as you go along. It's like, many deals that come through. One of the first questions we ask is, hey, like, do you have your own real estate attorney? Do you have a real estate attorney? Simple question. There's always crickets, or people say, oh, well, I was gonna get one, once I found a deal, or whatever the case. My brother made a very good point on a coaching call today. He said, okay, so you're gonna wait until you're locked up to get a lawyer, right? It's like a weird thing. Like, people really do that. You wait till you get locked up, or you wait until you get arrested to find a lawyer, right? So the same concept applies to real estate in terms of a real estate attorney, but really in terms of all the pieces to the puzzle. You don't wait until the deal comes to the table and everybody's waiting on you to perform, and now you want to put pieces together to kind of scrounge it together for that particular deal. So you never really even get the proper, preparation, and it just doesn't make any sense, right? If you go to the gym to work out or play a basketball game, you don't wait till you get picked to start stretching and start putting your sneakers on and lacing them up. Like, you get ready, you stretch, and you wait for somebody to scoop you up, and you go ball out, right? So, in terms of flipping properties with Trev, in terms of flipping properties in general, it's that simple. Be prepared. Preparation plus opportunity is success. We here at the Tulsa Real Estate Fund, we are the opportunity. We are screaming out loud. We want to provide everyone an opportunity, whether it's through passive investing and becoming a shareholder, or whether it's through, obviously, submitting a deal and joint venturing with us. We are the opportunity. Are you prepared? So again, do whatever is necessary for you to get prepared. JMorrisonAcademy.com, which I happen to be the president and COO of, and my brother's partner in the academy. Obviously, we would love for you to seek our coaching and mentorship there, but that's not what kind of podcast this is. We're not upselling you on that. If you have any other means of seeking coaching or education to put you in a position for opportunity, to prepare you, right, to collide with this opportunity to make a big boom of success, do it. It's worth it. Invest in yourself, invest in your preparation, invest in building your team, right? So those of you who are watching right now, like, if you don't have a real estate attorney, you're not prepared. If you don't have a go-to title company, title agency, you're not prepared. If you don't have a go-to realtor, 3 realtors, you're simply not prepared, right? It's not enough to have a friend who just got their real estate license as a partner, a lawyer who was your cousin's lawyer to help him get out of prison, but he kind of know real estate. Like, nah, it's not going to be that simple. If it was, everyone would do it. And there's many people who do it and they make money. People are making money, not crossing every T and dotting their I, right? But that's everywhere, and it doesn't provide legacy. It doesn't, put you in place to create longevity. It doesn't put you in a position to win long term, right? So, sure, cut corners, make some money, but you can put yourself in a position for great opportunities like the Tulsa Real Estate Fund over and over and over again, and even build rapport with us by being prepared for this opportunity. So again, everyone, make sure you're preparing yourselves. We're gonna open up for questions soon, just so everyone can. I don't know. This was, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I was pretty last minute thrown into this opportunity. So I thank everyone for having me. But anything that I missed, everyone, make sure when we open up for questions, feel free to chime in, ask any questions that you can think of in terms of being a joint venture partner with us, and even the generic questions about how to passively invest and become a shareholder. Feel free to ask questions about any properties that we have going on right now. Once again, like I said, obviously there's the Legacy Center, which is coming along just beautifully, and I can't wait to release more video and pictures about the progress of that project. We have a property in New Jersey as well that's a simple residential flip, which is, again, opportunity, right? Like, no good deal goes unfunded. There was an opportunity in New Jersey where, it's a single family residential flip, but the ROI was there. The deal was put together nicely. It was a perfect opportunity. And as Tulsa, if we want to be providers of opportunity, we're not gonna basically ignore a home run, right? It's all about the presentation of the deal. It's all about how well it was put together. It was all about are all the pieces in place that makes it an easy capital deployment for us. Then obviously we have our Louisiana property, who I forgot how many units it was. But long story short, another good property. But the uniqueness and the cool thing about the Tulsa Real Estate Fund is that all three of these properties are completely and absolutely different. They're all different in their own way. And I know we can't really disclose too much information about the details of the acquisitions, but we have three properties current, actual brick, actual assets, actual soil and air rights right now that you can invest in. If you invest passively with Tulsa Real Estate Fund, you become a shareholder in. You actually own real assets right now. And then we have over 10 other properties in the pipeline that we're looking to deploy capital and close on fairly soon. And you guys who all passively invest as shareholders also have opportunity to those in those as well. And it's just funny because those of you who invest passively as shareholders, you help build our fund, and it opens up for more opportunity for those who want to submit a deal and joint venture with us. So it just all continues to go full circle, which makes this fund powerful. It makes it our fund. It's the people's fund. It's a fund that every single one of us can play a part in, right? And all of us can see success in, whether it's putting in as little as $500 or $500,000, bringing $500,000 to the table and joint venturing with us and submitting a deal and partnering with us in that aspect, or just throwing $500,000 in the fund if that's what you want to do. But either way, there's opportunity for everyone. Big time investors, small time investors, passive investors looking to become shareholders, people who just want to learn and get used to investing their money, parking their money somewhere other than savings accounts that are going to get you 0.01% interest on your money. Parking your money somewhere where your money is going to work for you, and we're going to work for you, right? We are, you guys see, I don't have to continue to explain. Three properties underway, 10 more to go, and many more being added through the pipeline, depending on how well you all submit your deals at www.tulsarealestatefund.com. That's simple. Submit your deals, but do your due diligence first. Prepare yourselves, build your team, be legit, and put yourself in a position to partner with the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. Shoot, man, how many minutes is that?
38 minutes, King.
How long do we usually go? How long is the?
It ranges, from 30 minutes to 45 minutes to an hour, whatever.
Oh, really?
You can open up for questions if you want.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do questions now. The last one I came to, Jay did it's like an hour and 50 minutes.
Oh, right.
Then another one was like 2.5. That's when he be in his bag and he just goes and goes. But yeah, let's open up for questions, man. I'm sorry that I'm not Jay. So any of you who hope nobody just hung up as soon as they saw my face, that ain't Jay. Where's EJ, right? Where's Ernestine?
Sweet Family NorCal says, if we have a JV deal with Tulsa Real Estate Fund, how open will the communication be during the transaction?
That's a good question. The communication will be extremely open because you're officially partners. So like I said, right now we have 3 properties, 3 acquisitions that we've joint ventured on. 3. So these are very personal, very communicative deals. It's not like, you just kind of on your own. One, we want to see what our money, what the community's money is doing and making sure you're doing the right things. And there's a certain level of, compliance you will have to operate under. But there will be plenty of communication and plenty of resources for you. Obviously, our resources are still brought to the table. I don't want anyone to think that this means hey, prepare your own team so we ain't gotta. That's not what this is about. There will be full communication and full resources for you all to perform at best. Because at the end of the day, you win, we all win, our shareholders win. So that's the idea. I hope that answers your question.
Kuitaya asks us a bit long. So she says, so I live in Metropolitan and University. It's based on an income area. In about a year and a half to 2 years from now, that area is going to look like Midtown. Pittsburgh area about 5 minutes from downtown. There's a lot of abandoned houses in that area. Would it be wise to purchase one of those rundown houses and flip it?
That's long, but it's a really good question, Queen. So, from real estate advice, and I don't want to get too deep into giving real estate advice because I'm only half the real estate investor that my brother is. But the quick and easy advice is it'll be wise based on a couple things. So, one thing that Tulsa Real Estate Fund even is looking into is something called opportunity zones. King J spoke about this, I believe, 2 Tulsa Talks ago. But long story short, opportunity zones are basically government issued areas where if you invest your capital gains, into a property, you get certain tax benefits, etc. Blah blah blah. That's one factor. The other factor is just the master plan and being in communication with your township and saying, not, hey, this town, they opened a couple of businesses. This is like kind of up and coming area. I should invest. But no, really going to your township, municipality, or borough and finding out the plans, the 5 to 10 year plans for that particular area or municipality, and shoot, asking them if it's a good time to invest. Usually if a city is, planning to build up an area, right? They're intentional about it and they're really open and sometimes offer, like I just said, benefits to people who are willing to invest. So there's that. And then there's the obvious, like pull comps, consult a realtor, and really find out. Like, hey, okay, there might be a lot of boarded down houses in the area. So if the last 3 houses sold for, I don't know, I'll make up a price. If the last 2 houses sold for 100,000, right? When you pull comps, that's where your house is ultimately going to appraise at. So if you bought it for 80, you're only putting yourself in a position to make 20. And that doesn't sound like a good investment to me if you still have to put money in it to fix it up or whatever. And again, I'm making up a fictitious situation. My point is, eliminate all the ifs and maybes. Go find out from your township. Pull comps. Consult a realtor to find out. So consult your township exactly on if it's a good place to invest in, right? Consult a realtor to find out, comps and make sure that the numbers add up. I'm not going to sit here and teach you how to find an ROI, etc., but you should do that and get it appraised, all the good stuff, to find a real actual number. And it will tell you, the numbers never lie. It's going to actually tell you if it makes sense to invest in or not based on that area's plans, the plans for the area, and then the obvious, which is comps and what it appraises at, and etc. So hope that answers the question.
Alethea Dupree says, do you only fund deals in the TREF target areas?
I'm going to ask you a question. What are the TREF target areas? Do we have...
Yeah, there's a few listed on the website, but we've ventured outside.
Yeah, I don't... So the answer to your question is no. We like, no good deal will go unfunded. We have the funds. If your deal is good, you present it properly, and you're prepared, you have a team, etc. Again, those are the only factors that matter in terms of us deploying capital. That is it. We don't really care where it is. Obviously, the TREF target zones are like, okay, cool, this would be great because these are the zones that we targeted that they could use us. They could use our funding, right? They need us, these areas. But obviously, our shareholders need us as well. Our community needs us, and we need to deploy capital and make more money to give back to all of you. So we're not going to turn down a good deal that someone may provide just because it's not in the target zone. So the answer to that question is no, but I wanted to give you all more insight into
Ask if there's any on the call.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot we got the phone here. Oh, hold on, Queen. Let's turn you up. My bad. We was ignoring you.
And I was on mute. I had a whole conversation with you, like, hey, King. So, peace, family. So this is Tamara, your moderator. For the callers, please press *6 if you're a newer caller. And King Art, real quick shout out to you as well. You don't need to hear this, of course. This is just something to honor your role as well. I hear you mentioning stuff about the baby brother and how people were, like, oh man, it's not Jay. But I think that the different way to look at that is that you're an example of which we should be doing as a village. Because you successfully had your own businesses or run your own businesses. And what you did was you came on board with your brother. And as a village, that's a lot of what we need to do in that we weren't necessarily taught, don't do business and this could just be my experience and those that I corresponded with, don't do business with your family, or be careful with doing business with in relationships. But those who have been successful with breaking poverty and really building true wealth within their cultures, they do what? They do business with their family, they do business with their friends.
Absolutely.
So shout out to you for taking that huge leap and joining with your brother and being an example. So just wanted to acknowledge you for that.
Thank you so much. I'm actually going to go off on a tangent and speak on that a little bit and just tell, seriously, I want to tell everyone how I ended up down here. So my brother, he'll tell you all next time he's on, he's been courting me for 2 years. And the reason being is because when he first started the academy in 2014, I was there, I was giving insight, but I was back and forth playing basketball professionally overseas. So it was difficult for me to really commit. And then after I got done playing, I loved everything that my brother was doing. But before I could really come on board and, commit myself and throw away whatever crazy dreams I had to basically really find myself from a business standpoint. So that's when I started my company and started everything that I was doing. And the timing just worked out so beautifully and perfect that this last quarter of 2018, I was able to come on board. And you're absolutely right. Everyone always says that and says, don't, blood and water, whatever. Don't do business with family, whatever terms they use, which could be a true thing, but it's only a true thing if your family isn't intentional about doing business the right way, educating yourselves on how to do business, right? If you go into business with family and you treat the business like family, then you have an issue there. But if you know what it takes to run a business, if you know what it takes to create a proper org chart and have the business formed and organized in a way that there shouldn't be conflict and everyone has a role and so on and so forth, then you can build that village and you can instill values and business building and wealth building through family and pass it down and so on and so forth. You get the whole picture. But I guess want to personally thank you for even pointing that out, because it was literally a 2-year decision for my brother and I to kind of join forces and me bring to the table what I bring to the table and help him on this wealth crusade and this legacy building, whatever you want to call it, legacy building. I'm trying to think of a nice big bodacious word, a legacy building. Journey, whatever. I couldn't think of one, but thank you, Queen. Anything else on the live, Avery?
Yeah.
Oh, no, my bad. We'll stick to the call. My bad. We'll give the call some more love. Anybody else on the call who had a question?
Yeah, caller 443. Your line should be unmuted. If you're having a little trouble, here's what I want you to do, because I think you've been waiting in queue for a while. So go ahead and hang up and call back in and hop back in the queue. And what I'll do is I'll make sure to unmute your line. So caller 443, whenever you're ready.
In the meantime, Avery, give me a live, IG live question.
Jesus really quick asked, Art, what was your career high, any level, basketball?
Career high? Any level? I'm not gonna count whack levels. My career high was like 28 points, but I wasn't that kind of. I wasn't that kind of player. I would have like 28 with like 11 rebounds and like 6 assists. I was like a 3-4, but I created for my teammates, and then I was really like a really locked down defender. Like I really could defend because I'm 6'7", but like I can move. I'm fast. I'm lateral and athletic. Good question. Favorite question so far. Avery, you got one on live?
Yep. Positive_network says, when we prepare our taxes and I have 20 shares, will I end up owing on the entire fund?
I don't know. So the real answer though, seriously, is save that question for Jay next week or email. What's the Tulsa email? info@tulsarealestatefund.com. Any tax questions are good questions. That means you're being proactive and thinking about, your taxes and TREF and how they relate and what, because there are some advantages and whatever. Also, if we don't have the answer for you, consult a CPA. They'll have the answer. I don't know if you have a CPA. Everyone should, but that's if you have someone helping you with your investments or whatever like that. That's a good question to consult them with. Or I'm challenge you to get someone to get a CPA or an accountant on board and they can answer those kind of legal questions, or not legal questions, like accounting questions.
Ebony Busby says, I understand the plan is to flip the New Jersey property. Is the Louisiana property rented?
I believe the Louisiana property is a yeah. I don't know. I don't want to give false information. I forgot what the exact. There's more to it though. I think it's like a hold with like an exit strategy of, I think we have some equity in it and blah blah blah. But it's a great situation for all our shareholders. Obviously, it was so much of a great situation that I just know like we expedited, like we wanted to hop on it quick. I remember it was a home run. So just know that. But good question though. I know the Legacy Center is obviously a hold. It's a long-term investment, and then the New Jersey property is a.
Do you have to have good credit?
Oh, hold on 1 second, King. So King on the line, hold on 1 second. I know
He
you
came in
really
strong. I like.
he did, like, forget it. That's it. I ain't freezing. That's what I asked my question. So give us 1 second. Go ahead, King Art.
No, he can ask. That's okay.
He's good? Okay. All right, King, whenever you're ready. 443.
Okay, yeah. I was just wanting to ask, do you have to have a certain credit score to get a home equity loan?
That's another question. So there's so many variables that come into all that. There's so many. The thing that separates people like me from people like Jay is his experience and expertise. Whereas that question, if he were to look at your situation on a micro level, like your specific situation, like if you were to be on a phone call and let him know exactly what your credit score was, and what other assets you may have, your income, etc., or there's so many variables that go into that. So the question I'm gonna answer is no, just from what I know in terms of what else you can leverage in order to have access to a home equity loan. I know I'm gonna say no strongly, but I think there's other ways to leverage that opportunity. But they're super creative, and there's a lot of variables that go into it. But yeah, great question.
Okay. Appreciate it, King.
No problem.
And I'm a former JMA student and Tulsa founder.
Oh, excellent, man. We appreciate you. Seriously, Tref Life, Faux Life. And
Yes, sir.
when were you in
Baltimore.
Baltimore? What's up? when were you in JMA, the academy? Or are you in it now?
I joined like 2 weeks ago. Almost 3 weeks ago now.
Oh, okay. What course exactly?
I joined the beginner's program.
Oh, excellent. That's my favorite program.
Real estate and credit master.
Excellent, man. Well, look, congratulations. I'm a JMA student as well. There's a lot of upside, man. Cross every T, dot every I, put yourself in a position to win. And for people like you, if you are very diligent in how you learn and what you put together and how well you build your business, again, the Tulsa Real Estate Fund is an opportunity for you. And we trust what we're teaching. So there's, obviously, there's one way to prove yourself, along with what else you bring to the table in terms of experience, expertise, and any other things you may be able to leverage to become a partner with Tref, man. Good luck in everything, bro.
Appreciate it, King.
Yes, sir. You too. Any other questions on the phone call?
Well, it's nobody in the queue, but I know this question came up a few times when I was moderating. He may have answered it at some point, or King may have answered it at some point during one of the calls, but to revisit, because it comes up often. So are we going to have some form of a Tulsa Founders Ball, or Tulsa, Tref Life Ball? Is there anything like that in the works?
I'm going to tell...
Buy that ticket right now?
To buy a ticket right now, but I'm going to tell you this. Every single morning we walk in this office, something like that is created and conjured. There's going to be something. Something big is coming. Just so you guys know, though, obviously we're working on the Legacy Center. I don't want to disclose when it'll be ready and all that in the process, but long story short is when it opens, we're going to have a ball. You know what I'm saying? When it opens, it's going to be lit. So be ready. Tickets will go on sale. It will sell out. And it's going to be an absolutely beautiful venue for anything that we want to do to celebrate our Tref Life, to celebrate Tulsa Real Estate Fund, to celebrate the most historic fund in the history of funds. Any other questions on the call? And then we'll move to Instagram Live, Facebook Live one more time, and then I'm out. I want to go see my sister-in-law and her grand opening at Greenlit ATL?
Mm-hmm.
At Greenlit ATL on Instagram. Don't forget to follow me too, at Art Morrison III. I'm going to have me up here for an hour and I don't get no love.
Jerome Marshall said, Jerome Marshall says, do you need an actual real estate license to submit a deal with Tulsa?
Absolutely not. So having a real estate license or being a licensed realtor is one way for you to prove your expertise. But again, that does not prove your experience. That does not prove that the deal is good, right? That does not prove there's a lot more that goes into it. So you want to try to cover all those bases. I should have brought the chart from our meeting earlier, and I could really break down. There's like 6 ways that you can really, solidify your deal getting funded. But no, you do not need a real estate license. You don't need a real estate license to even be in real estate. But that's a whole nother story. This isn't a lecture, but no, that was a king or a queen that asked that question.
A king.
Yeah, King. No, you don't need a real estate license to submit a deal. You just need a banging deal. You need some sort of expertise or experience that you can share with us. Not just, I've been doing real estate for 5 years. Okay, well, we're gonna need to see some business documents, whether it be formation documents or bank statements or something. There's a lot of vetting that goes into it, but you do not need a real estate license. Any other questions on the live, Abe?
Where will the bricks with our names be placed?
I don't know exactly where on the building, but it's going to be like on the base of the building from what I understand. I don't know. Again, I got to be careful what I disclose in terms of the actual building of the building and stuff, but they're going to be at the Legacy Center, which is the broad answer.
Can you all hear me?
Who is that on the call?
Okay, this is Teresa. I guess I had myself on mute. My question is, what we're trying to do is kind of establish a legacy for our family. And maybe purchase like a half, 1 acre, 1 to 1.5 acres of land, and to use it to partially farm and live on. And then this land, our children could build houses on and stay on. Is that something that Tulsa would like finance? Is that something that could be done through Tulsa?
Yeah, so if the numbers make sense and they're in the best interest of our shareholders, absolutely. So we would have to see obviously more specific numbers, but if you hit cancel and then just hold down hard the camera. You see it? Mm-hmm. It vibrates and then anyway, so absolutely. So when you go to TulsaRealEstateFund.com, you click submit a deal, you'll see all the you'll see all the necessaries that you need to input, and you'll know very quickly, okay, this isn't something that makes sense for Tulsa, but oftentimes it is. So
okay.
Don't hesitate to submit it. But no, that sounds awesome, and I applaud your I applaud you being proactive in building legacy for your family. So definitely submit that opportunity, and a representative will get back to you if it makes sense. Just be sure to vet all the particulars that surround it.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck, Queen.
Thank you.
Sweet Family NorCal on Facebook asked, regarding opportunity zones, I'm concerned about the hidden fees in the long run that will not make the 5 to 10% tax benefit worth investing in the long run. P.S. You're doing amazing.
Thank you. Long run, I know from an opportunity zone, the biggest part of it is that long run wise, I know I'm trying to use the proper verbiage, but long story short, you ain't got to pay no taxes in the long run. So I know there's like a 5%, then a 10% after a certain amount of time, but I know long run wise, over a long run amount of time, it's definitely worth it. Regardless of what fees or whatever are accrued, if you invest capital gains into an opportunity zone, it is worth it in the long run. But that's great insight and great due diligence. And my mom used to always say, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. So just keep that mindset when looking into opportunities. But in opportunity zones, long run wise, you definitely want to capitalize on that opportunity. You want a video or a picture? This guy, man. Anything else, Eugene? It's 8:59. I'm on time. Is there anyone else on the call? Nope. Anyone else on the Facebook Live?
Nope.
Nope. Anyone else on the IG Live? Avery, one last time, one sweep through.
We're closing out. Yep.
Closing out. Everyone, thank you so much for having me. It's a blessing to be here again. This is just such a monumental time for all of us. It hasn't even been a year since the IPO of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. We made history. We're continuing to make history, and we're just getting started. It's super exciting stuff. I can't share everything, but you guys have no idea what we have cooking for every single one of you. We are all gonna win. Our community is gonna elevate. It's so good. It's such a good feeling to see us all pulling together and just hear how the kings and queens talk and their questions and how they come on the call and just the positivity behind it all and just what this is doing more for our morale. What this is doing for our community and our culture's morale is just a beautiful thing. Thank you so much, everyone, for having me. Again, my name is Art Morrison III. I'm Jay Morrison's younger brother, Queen Ernestine Morrison's younger brother-in-law. And my Instagram page is @ArtMorrison3. Again, thank you all so much. I'm signing off. Is there anything I need to do with the sign off? Am I missing anything? I did good, team. Did I?
Gartrell McKinney says, King Art, you're doing a great job holding it down.
Yeah, man. They threw me in the fire. Little bro status. Talking about, can you do me a favor? This is the favor, guys. Thank you so much for having me. Peace out. Tref life, full life. Peace.